This course is about SEO, but it is important that you also know a little more about another method of search engine marketing, namely SEA. That way you can make an informed decision which marketing method you are going to use for your website. You could use one of them, or both, to get more visitors to your website. But what is SEA exactly? SEA stands for Search Engine Advertising. In this case, you pay for showing your website in the search results. Here we see the example of a search results page in Google again, with an advertisement at the top of Fiverr.com. These ads are pay per click, so every time someone clicks on this ad, Fiverr.com has to pay a certain amount of money to Google. In addition to the search results pages, ads can also show up on other websites as part of the Google Display Network. Here's an example from a blog post on searchenginejournal.com where you see an ad here in the middle that is displayed via the Google Display Network. So if you use SEA and advertise via Google, you can also choose to show your ad on other sites such as this one. In order to be able to properly choose whether you will use SEO, SEA, or both, let's list the pros and cons of both marketing methods. The pros of SEO, first of all, is that it is cheaper. Typically, it's free and doesn't have to cost you anything. You have to put in time, of course, but you can get started with SEO without spending any money. You can also choose to outsource some SEO work or buy tools, but you can also just get started with SEO completely for free. It is a long-term source of traffic. If you advertise, then of course you only get traffic as long as you pay. If you don't pay anymore for your ad will no longer be displayed. With SEO, once you are visible in Google on certain keywords, that traffic keeps coming to your website over and over. SEO is also more powerful than advertising. Research has shown that 70 to 80% of searchers ignore ads and focus only on organic results. The cons of SEO are that it first of all takes more time. In the past, you could launch a new website and be ranking in the top of search engines within a few days, or sometimes even within a day. Today, that is no longer possible. It usually takes longer to start ranking well, especially if you have a brand new website. With a website that has been online for some time and has built up some authority, this goes much faster. But with a new website or when you just start out with SEO, generally you will have to wait longer before you actually see results from your SEO efforts. Also, this means that you do not immediately know whether you are doing things right. It takes time to see results, so at first it is difficult to know whether you're doing the right things or not. You also need more knowledge for SEO than you would need for SEA. Fortunately, with this SEO course you will have all the SEO knowledge you need. The pros of search engine advertising are, first of all, that it works instantly. If you create an ad and spend enough money, your website will instantly be shown in Google and/or other websites within the Google Display Network. So you can quickly get traffic to your website as soon as your ad is online. You can also test quickly. Results are in quick, so you can check whether your ad is generating sales and you can adjust if necessary. Also, there's less knowledge required. You can get started faster with advertising. The cons of SEA are, first of all, obviously that it costs money. Of course, you have to pay for an ad. It's also easy to lose money on your ad, so when the cost is higher than the extra revenue. SEA can also lose you money when it turns out advertising in your specific niche doesn't work that well, or it turns out later you didn't advertise with the right keywords, or that the text of your advertisement wasn't good, etc. Constantly measuring ad results can be tedious. You have to constantly monitor how many people click on your ad, how many orders your ads generated, and you need to A/B test different ads to see which one works best. Many folks don't always enjoy doing this type of stuff. And it's also less powerful than SEO. As we just saw, 70 to 80% of all searchers ignore paid ads and focus only on the free organic results. So now we come to the key question. What should you choose? SEO, SEA, or perhaps both? You are now well aware of the pros and cons of SEO and SEA, making it easier for you to choose which one of these search engine marketing methods to use. But here are some useful tips to help you make the right choice. I would suggest to always do SEO. This is useful for almost any website. SEO is a powerful form of marketing, and it always pays off to apply SEO and get free search traffic to your website. SEA can be interesting for brand new websites. SEO is a long-term strategy, so if you just launched a new website that has no authority yet in the eyes of a search engine, advertising is a good solution to get visitors to your website fast. SEO and SEA works well as a combination, and they can reinforce one another. Using both allows you to draw even more visitors to your website. Also, by advertising, you can test quickly and find out which keywords are the most profitable for your website. You can then use those keywords for an SEO campaign to try and also attract visitors through the unpaid search results for those keywords. With these tips, you can decide for yourself which search engine marketing methods you will want to use for your website.